Now that we have power back, welcome to the last Oasis, the last blip of human existence on the face of the earth, where clans roam nomadically around this scape, fighting against not only the scorching sun, but other clans trying to steal resources and their lives. I'm your clan leader, Stormrunner Gaming, and today I'm going to be your guide through this quick and little look at Last Oasis. And it's weird they call it Last Oasis, because if we jump not only to our six-sided map here, but the actual world map, there's actually, 15 or 16 Oases. That number has changed. Oasis or Oasises? Whoever. If you want to Google it, find out the actual word to it, you can, but I'm not exactly sure how you would pronounce it. Anyways, I wanted to do a quick little look through the game today, because the devs actually gave a lot of creators a key to this open server right here, 48 hours before the early access was going to hit. So, I've been playing for probably 6 or 7 hours now, and I just wanted to reciprocate, how cool this game actually is. If you guys know games like Raft Atlas, where you're kind of collecting fiber, wood, rocks, it does have that kind of resource collecting type of mechanics to it, where it'll take a little while to actually build up something, like your very first walker in front of me. This walker is called a Firefly Walker, and it's actually probably one of the smallest ones, but it's extremely nimble. I'm going to take it out on a quick little ride here. We can actually zoom out just a little bit so you see the full effect. And this is actually really awesome. These really cool little things. I equate it to kind of like ships in Atlas or animals within Ark, where you're able to put things on their back. You see I've already got a stove on there, and another one that's actually broken down now. I also had a chest on the back end of it as well, so you can pack these things down very heavily with different things. And of course, I think a lot of us know where this is going to be going, although this might be decently good for a little trip out to a little quarry to get stone or to get cactus for water or something. These are not going to be very good at actually battling other clans and staying alive within this game. It is very nimble and quick. You probably will be able to get away unless they have something higher level. I don't exactly know how fast some of the walkers in the game actually get up to, but I know they get pretty quick. A couple of them do. So let's leave that walker there. That is the lowest level walker. I am going to jump into the biggest one I have right now, but I do want to talk real quick about not only the clan enemies, but the actual native enemies, the Rapu, which are actually, they kind of look like apes or monkeys in a sense. If you think like prehistoric humans, evolution type of thing is what you kind of think of. And this is actually a higher level guy, so I don't know how well I'm going to do, but they are they like to attack a lot. Oof. And they do a ton of damage. Alright. But, yeah, it's spelled R-A-P-U, Rapu, and they actually are decently useful. That's why I've kind of set up a little home base around their camps, because they offer a ton of resources that you can kind of take advantage of, as well as some specific resources that only come from their camps that you need to build huge walkers like the dinghy walker here. And this did take me maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to grind enough resources by myself to get this thing rolling. Then again, it wasn't constant grinding. I kind of looked around at other things, messed around with some settings and stuff, so it's probably a little bit faster to actually get this thing on the road. But one of the biggest things I'm excited about, that probably a lot of people are excited about, is that kind of cannon-based base warfare that we've heard. There's crazy different mechanics that the game does offer, like if you are trying to stop an enemy's one, well, at least the AI right now has a net they can throw over your walker that'll disable your legs, basically leaving you struggling somewhere. You basically can't move after they hit you with that net. And one of the previous plays before one of the servers shut down on me, I actually obtained my own net somehow. I got it off one of the locals when I guess, killed them, so I'm really interested to see. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm interested to see if you actually can entrap other enemies, clans, walkers with those throwable nets. Of course, one of the big things that I've struggled with a little bit more and more, as you can see, that hand-to-hand combat against that Ripu with like a little bit of body armor and whatnot, it's not extremely difficult once you get used to the blocking and attacking, but there aren't any ranged weapons until you get pretty far into the game, actually. There's actually a couple other tools that it takes you a little while to get to them. And I can kind of see why the developers have done this, just so that you don't have like overpowered things. Like if you had a pickaxe at this level, you could build pretty huge things pretty darn quickly. Like, I mean, this only took probably like 100-something stone to complete this thing, but I had to painstakingly go around and collect each stone off of the ground, which it did take a lot longer versus just mining veins of stone. But if you did have ranged weapons at this level, it would definitely make fighting the Rapu a lot easier. But something I did learn last time I was playing before the one server shut down on me, not only, like I was talking about earlier, do you have the one Oasis, this is one of, I believe, 9 starting Oases. Oases? Let's just not dwell on that. You have the 9 Oases right now, and as you can see, I can't travel to any of the other starting ones, but there are actually 4 other ones which are, I believe, higher level Oases, and that's kind of where you'll get higher level things to craft with. You get higher level enemies, as well as it is a full-on PvP area. Not only are you trying to defend yourself against the Rapu and maybe some light attacks from people within the starting servers, but those are full-on PvP areas that get pretty crazy. The game has only been open to us for maybe 12 hours now, but people have huge walkers. Like, let me find my menu real quick while I'm talking. I believe it's in my player stats. If we go to Walkers Crafted, not only 12 hours into this game, we have some huge clans that have like level 4, level 5 walkers. And these things not only are larger than my level 2 dinghy walker, they're probably like 2-3 times larger. And I'm only assuming because I saw them at a distance. You could probably relate to me that I didn't want to take my newly finished dinghy walker at the time from the other game and rush straight towards them to my death. I'd already died once previously when being attacked, and the game does have that kind of mechanic where you can jump between moving platforms here, and it actually is pretty smooth with all that. I really am surprised and excited for how smooth it is able to move all these huge vehicles around this landscape. Although, especially with really rigid and valleys, or excuse me, really rigid like peaks and valleys and whatnot, it does struggle a little bit getting through them. Like, you'll scrape the front end of the back end of your walker on some of those locations, but it actually doesn't do any damage to the walkers, which I'm really surprised. There's actually minimal amounts of things that do damage to walkers within the lower level player servers here. Oh, I did want to show off the tech tree as well, which not only is there a lot of cool things in here, there's also, listen for it. There's awesome sounds to all of this here. So there are plenty of different areas where you can craft different vitamins, tools as well. There's a whole tree I haven't even got it started with, but like higher level things I was talking about, the Stera bandage, I only found aloe vera within the higher level servers there. So that, bone fragments for higher level tools, other things like that are definitely things that you have to move on within. As you can see, the current mission for me right now, if we pull up our F3 menu, it's actually pretty cool. The missions help you kind of build your first walker and get moving across the landscape here. But our next mission is actually to venture forth and go into another oasis here. And I actually do want to do that with my dinghy walker here. So let's fast forward over to the edge of the world. Of course, out here in the scorching hot deserts, one of the most plentiful resources is cactus, actually. And it also is the thing that'll be keeping you alive. Of course, you have to drink so much water out here so you don't become dehydrated and die. As you can see, the main thing of your lifeline is that water. It looks like a little ball on the bottom left of your screen. As you can see, mine's about, what, 60% full right now? So actually, to refuel that, either you can eat raw cactus to get that water level back up, or you can craft it into purified water and put that in a makeshift cup by cooking cactus here. And that's why everyone usually has a fireplace on the front of their walker here. And that's what I'm going to be doing with more and more of that 107 cactus, because to be able to travel between different oases here, you're going to have a certain amount of water to get between all of them within your walker. And I've already started to store up a little bit here, but if we look at our world map as that cooks a little bit more, as you can see, we are here in Cradle and A3, and if we want to go to a PvP server like we're wanting to, the Scorching Cliffs, we're going to need 10 water. As you can see, that little 10 with a red line behind it. If we wanted to go over to the Rocky Canyons, we need a full 125 water. So right now, we're decently good if we just want to go over to a pretty close area right next to us. I think 30 should cover the trip, but it's always a good idea to craft more and more water as you are out here, because it's one of the quickest things that you don't realize is depleted. Alright, we should be getting pretty close to the edge of the map, somewhere around here on the southern edge. And alright, there we go, leaving the oasis. And as we get down here, you can press L and we can find our own server. It's going to cost us 20 water to get up there. Doesn't seem like there's any cheaper ride to anywhere else, actually. Actually shows you how far you're going to get with the end of that blue there. So, let's travel there.
The Guardians have always protected the flotilla. They are keepers of our knowledge. They operate the great machine.
Alright. We are now within a full PvP area. And already, it's pretty barren out here. I should have put some extra gears on here. It's actually telling me how much sand in the gears there is. I didn't even realize that was a thing. That might become a problem. But it is pretty barren out here. The other server being pretty lively. Let's look at our map. Although there is a trade station, there isn't much to this map out here. I've spawned in on the south edge of it. There are pockets of native people as well as green area, but it's definitely going to be a different game considering the, well, complete lack of resources in this area, unlike other areas we were before. So this is where I am going to be ending this episode. I've been having a blast playing some Last Oasis here, and I'm excited for the early access to actually release to the public so everyone jumps on that servers. Hopefully by that time they fixed out those little bugs and things that are happening with us, with servers dropping and whatnot, but that's completely expected for a pre-alpha release, especially since they haven't had this much volume coming onto the servers until everyone started playing today. So yeah, they still do have another 36 hours or 32 hours, somewhere around there, to fix any of their problems that they have with this. So I would really like to know, what do you guys think about this game? Do you want to see me play some more of it, have some huge creations be created and whatnot, as well as land-on-land warfare between two rushing like trains here. I've been calling them trains for the past couple of hours because you probably heard the ch-ch-ch-ch that they make. They make that sound, and they just sound like trains flying over landscapes here, but with huge wings and boat hulls, basically. But anyways, enough of me blabbling on. So of course, if you guys like this, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to stay up with Last Oasis and more of my content. But I've never been great. Goodbye. Some people need me, and I need to go.